All right, so we are back, and I just got back from Orlando, Florida. Yes, most valuable prospects, 5 in the books. Fantastic card, probably one of the best we've ever had in Orlando. I had a blast on commentary with my boys Dan Canobio and Nonito Donaire. Hello, legendary status apparatus. That was insane. 9-time champion, is the second biggest star in Filipino boxing history. But today I am talking to you guys about a story that broke while I was in Florida. Didn't get a chance to film on it. Tyson Fury, Oleksandr Usyk. The fight was off, at least postponed. And now we have an official date, May 18th, all because of a cut on Tyson Fury's eye that I don't think is necessarily the thing we should be paying attention to the most. It's a big factor. We're going to talk about why, but it is the less significant cut that I want to talk about with Tyson Fury. What do I mean? What does that mean for this matchup? May 18th, the new date for the undisputed heavyweight championship. The breakdown. Let's go. All right, so like I said, everyone knows this. Tyson Fury cut over his right eye. Here's the video. We're going to take a look in slow motion. You guys can see it. It is an accident. It was unfortunate. I had the unfortunate job of breaking the news live on DAZN during our broadcast on Friday. A lot of people already knew by then, but it was still pretty nerve-wracking to hear that in my ear, and here we go live. I'm getting better with it, I think. I'm trying to. So here is the alleged, now turned proven right hand that does land on, I'm throwing bars, right hand that does land on Tyson Fury's face. It's a disgrace to say that we're not getting this. Okay. It was actually a left hand, so it fucked my whole rhyme up. But you can see this is the same spot that Leo run the tape. W.A.D.E cut on the top of the bridge of the eye and underneath the eyebrow from Tyson Fury in their fight years back. So this is probably a cut that's continued to probably be opened up here and there in fights, but here's how it happens.
Good shit.
Boom. Right there. Now when that, you see that in fast motion, it looks like a nice left hand in the clinch, right? Nice little short left hand. Boom. No big deal. But when you slow it down, you see that left hand just barely misses, and instead the tip of the elbow catches right underneath the headgear. So yeah, it's unfortunate. It's an accident. He gave him the KSI special, some are saying online. I'm not. That's what I've been reading online. Like I said, yeah, it was a nasty cut. Look at this thing. That is a trench. I'm talking, you could stick a couple fingers in, trying to illustrate how big the cut is, not anything else. You get what I mean? This whole cut situation is massively important. One, because yes, it's going to affect the fight. Tyson Fury is still going to have some residual factors from that cut. Apparently he had some things to say about people calling him a coward and pushing the fight back again. To be fair, this is the second time this fight's been pushed back. A lot of people saying that Tyson Fury doesn't want this Usyk fight, and I was on that train for a very long time. I'm starting to look for a place to land because I think I'm going to hop off that train. More on that in a second, but let's hear why Tyson Fury is not a coward.
Look at that bastard right there. Woo! Nice little elbow right in the eye. Nearly cost me the biggest fight in my career. But what can you do? Shit happens, and we move on. We keep moving forward. And now we have a new date. Usyk's crying his eyes out.
Yo, is it me or is his nose also giving a little bit of the lean back to the right here too? That's a little bit of a sway back nose on the front of his face. I don't think I've seen that before. Actually, I have. It's a sport of boxing. But you can see that Tyson Fury, even there, talking about this is the biggest fight of his life. It almost cost him the biggest fight. And look at that big swelling in that eye. Again, we're already in February. I know that the swelling will go down, and by May, that's not going to be there. What worries me is look at how many stitches are in that cut. That is not a small cut at all. And I just wonder, obviously, Usyk's not going to be throwing elbows, so it's not that big a factor. But what if he does land, again, a big left hand out of southpaw or something that cuts that bad boy open? That's potentially a fight ender in a way that no one wants to see, but absolutely will be targeted by Oleksandr Usyk. And once again, like I said, major factor in this fight. Already threw a wrench into the plans of Tyson Fury, but again, I'm going to repeat this. I don't think it's the biggest cut we need to be paying attention to. But before we get into it, I know I'm teasing you guys a little bit. I'm leaving a little bit of a cliffhanger out there, like the cliff of my nose hangs over my chin because it's that big. But I need to show you guys an interview, an exclusive one today from Ariel Helwani. He talked to both Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk, and it got a little heated. This is the big takeaway from their back and forth right here. We're not going to show the whole thing, but
never call me a coward again. I've had 35 professional fights. I've been boxing 18 years of my life. I've climbed off the canvas 10 times. of the biggest punchers in history.
By the way, Tyson's sitting there with Turkey Al-Shade. That's kind of a flex. Like, Usyk's got his manager, and Tyson's sitting there with the man that runs the entire business. It's like a Dana White, Conor McGregor combination, but Turkey Al-Shade has even more influence right now.
To win. Never a coward. Never back down from any man in my life. And if any man calls my wife a bitch, I'll take his fucking teeth out. Do you
I
understand?
didn't call your wife a bitch.
I didn't even know that was a part of this. I thought this was just some back and forth. Where is that coming from? Oleksandr Usyk's manager out here throwing insults at Tyson Fury's wife? I didn't read that. Maybe I missed it, but he just flat out denies it. I don't know. Maybe Tyson's doing the Michael Jordan thing where he makes up things that he wants to hear to motivate himself to perform better on the night. I don't know, but damn, that kind of came out of left field.
I didn't call your wife a bitch. I didn't call your wife a bitch. I don't do. I don't do that. I don't do that shit. I don't do that shit.
Look at Turkey Al-Shade. What is he doing? So now Tyson repeats the quote from Oleksandr Usyk's manager, which I guess was that they said, I guess jokingly, that Tyson Fury must have got a bitch to hit him in the face with a frying pan or something. I don't have the exact quote, so I'm not going to try to quote it, but Tyson quotes it, and I guess it was maybe a little bit of an assumption from Tyson, meaning he thought Tyson's wife was the bitch. In this case, I think he just meant a bitch, like whoever. But the funniest part of this is look at Turkey Al-Shade laugh and then catch himself and like have to go to the head scratch. Look at this.
I don't do that. I don't do that shit. I don't do that shit.
Like, shit, I'm not in the room with the boys. I can't say that shit. Oh my God, that's too funny.
Well, I'll apologize for that, man, because I thought it was about my wife,
happens.
and I'm no fucking coward. I boxed all my life.
It happens. It happens, brother.
How can you call me a coward? You've never boxed in your life. How am I a coward? I've had 35 professional fights. I'm a 2-time undefeated heavyweight champion. I'm the second longest reigning lineal champion in history. How am I a coward?
Let's see the answer.
Let's see the coward.
No, let's see the answer in the 18th of May. We will have the price of...
May 18th is going to be finito.
I do.
You're all going to be working for me as dossers, you ugly little bastard.
Turkey Al-Shade should never throw punches ever again. What was that? I like that he jumps in and tries to keep the promo going. He goes, let's find out May 18th. I like that. He got a little pro wrestling in him, right? He's like, save it. Now, again, this fight is becoming more spiteful as we go along here, and that word coward is something Tyson Fury focusing on. We're getting some real bad blood, and these next 2 to 3 months could potentially increase that even further. Yes, a couple of months off are going to be an issue for Tyson because he's going to have a lapse in training. He's not going to be able to spar as much with the eye, but again, he's been boxing for 18 years. Like, at this point, how much more sparring do you need? I think he's gotten what he needs there. So the eye will be a factor. But it's now time to talk about the thing I keep going back to, the cut. Not the cut above the eye, but the more important one. What am I talking about? Well, if you guys have seen over the last couple days, Tyson Fury has been almost radio silent on his camp this time around. Hasn't really said much, hasn't really been in front of a camera much. And I think the reason why was because he had a surprise for us and Oleksandr Usyk. You want to talk about a cut? Look at the weight cut here from Tyson Fury. This man is in shape. I'm talking square, circle, triangle, rectangle, and cylinder, all of the shape. Look at this man. I don't think I've ever seen Tyson Fury look like this. He's actually got definition in his shoulders and muscle. He has almost, I know he's sucking in his belly a little bit, but he has almost a rather slender frame, and even just in a regular t-shirt, that doesn't look like the same guy that we saw in the Francis Ngannou fight. Again, I don't know if I'm tripping or if I'm seeing something that you guys aren't. This is the cut I was talking about. Him cutting pounds, shedding weight that I don't think was going to be very useful to him, and maybe he learned in the Francis Ngannou fight. Not only that, but learned from the Francis Ngannou fight to take no man lightly anymore and train his ass off. I think so many things can be told and derived from this new Tyson Fury look. He's not going to sit there and try to impose his will with a power jab, lay on someone, work the body, and stay inside range. He's going to look to be mobile in this fight. I think he's going to try to go, I won't say back to a style he used before Deontay Wilder, but implement that style a little more. Light on his feet, moving around, popping his jab from the outside, and looking to use his frame for range to land the big shots from the outside where Usyk can't touch him, instead of using his weight in the clinches to try to lay on entire Usyk. If we get to see an in-between of Tyson Fury taking Usyk as serious as I know he is at this point, and why I'm jumping off the bandwagon of Fury doesn't want this fight, you don't train like that for a fight you don't want. You train like that when you take someone seriously in a fight that is, like he said, the biggest of his career, and quite frankly, yeah, a guy that probably makes him a little nervous. More nervous than Francis made him, and look what happened. Probably more nervous than anyone outside of maybe Deontay Wilder has made him. And he's showing that in his training. He's still got a couple more months here. You do worry about overtraining to a degree, and again, I've never seen Tyson look that good. I'm not going to start to throw around accusations about enhancement and things like that because of what Tyson's been previously linked to. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to say that's damn impressive. Let's make sure everyone's tested, but that is insane. He is in phenomenal shape for Tyson Fury. Again, I don't know if I could overstate it enough. The cut that matters most to me is him cutting out the bullshit in his camp and getting to work. Super disciplined, cutting out extra excess weight, cutting straight to the point in this fight, telling Usyk that this is the most important fight. And again, you're not going to hear Tyson Fury talk a lot about legacy, but this one feels like it for him. It feels like a point to prove, not only to Usyk, to Francis Ngannou, who's fighting on March 8th, to the rest of the boxing world after that Francis Ngannou performance that honestly probably put him in the mindset that he does one more time have to prove himself as the Gypsy King, as the #1, pound for pound or otherwise, the baddest man in boxing. That title almost slipped away from him in the Francis Ngannou fight. The way Tyson Fury is approaching this one tells me he's not only taking it very seriously, but this may be the best version of Tyson Fury we've ever seen. But that cut above the right eye, still a major factor. You guys let me know what you think down below. Is this going to be the best Tyson we've ever seen? Again, I know I'm putting a lot of stock into his shape. I've just never seen him look like that, which tells me he's learned something from the Francis fight, and it's giving me that same feel of him walking in versus Deontay Wilder in the second fight. The confidence he's talking about, the training and the mindset all coming together. I'm not saying this is definitely going Tyson's way just yet. I just want to see a little more things from both guys as we lead up to the fight. But that's why I always tell you guys, I don't have those answers. Does Tyson Fury win? Does Oleksandr Usyk win? Do we actually get this fight on May 18th? Let's pray to the boxing gods, and guess we'll find out.